Dominic Copenhaver, a 35-year-old wanted man from Maryland, was spotted driving a gray Mercedes on Interstate 40 near Lenoke. When Trooper Price tried to stop him, Dominic floored it, hitting over 130 miles per hour and weaving through traffic. The chase spilled onto Highway 70, where Copenhaver recklessly flew into oncoming lanes. That's when Trooper Crossland moved in and ended it with a clean pit, spinning the Mercedes off the road and bringing the chaos to a stop. Dominic Copenhaver was already wanted out of Maryland and had a violent criminal history across multiple states. Now he's added felony fleeing, reckless driving, and driving on a revoked license to the list, stacking up charges that could land him behind bars for up to 20 years. On March 2nd, 2025, in Rogers, Arkansas, what could have been a simple speeding ticket turned into chaos when a black Toyota Corolla took off, swerving into oncoming lanes and nearly causing multiple crashes. A trooper later clocked it at 98 miles per hour, tearing through streets and residential neighborhoods.
Hey, request me.
Well, you had go ahead and request. Didn't count. Wrong champion to drive.
Yeah, you got the 28, you can proceed.
He's going the wrong way on falling liquor.
I didn't go the wrong way, I'm falling liquor. Let's see. 45 bit count, listening to your traffic, they have you different.
We're headed back north on 52nd.
The suspect jumped a curb, drove down a sidewalk, and hit several street signs. A clean pit sent the Corolla crashing into a curb, finally stopping the car. The passenger had minor injuries but made it out okay. The driver, Zachary Joseph Lee Kennedy, ran but was caught nearby. The car was stolen, and he's now facing charges that could land him up to 10 years in prison. On October 3, 2024, 30-year-old Rashun Demon Gary was clocked at 90 miles per hour in a 60 zone on Highway 18 near Leachville. When Trooper Harris tried to stop him, Gary floored it, kicking off a dangerous high-speed pursuit.
569 oncoming traffic. Coming up on here near Nestle. We'll be going through here in just a second.
Yep. An Equinox.
Look up behind you, he's swerving towards you.
Looking for that Charger. And before we get to them.
So Adam Tom John 34 Edward ATJ 34E. Gray Chevy Equinox.
11 Jonesboro, I'm secondary. 42, I'll call it. Driving in oncoming traffic. TBI.
Trooper Drum caught up and hit the SUV with a clean pit at 130 miles per hour. The move worked. Gary's SUV spun out, but the trooper also lost control and crashed into a grassy field. Drum was hurt, but still got the job done. Gary jumped out and ran, but it didn't last long. He was caught and taken to the hospital, then straight to jail. He now faces felony fleeing and second-degree battery, and he's sitting on a $75,000 cash-only bond. When you're fleeing from cops in Arkansas, and behind you is legendary Trooper Bird, known for his clean pits, you're already screwed. On February 22nd, 2025, a gold Honda Accord sped off after a simple seatbelt stop turned into a full-blown chase. Bird lined up a clean pit, sending the Accord straight into a concrete barrier. The passenger bailed, tossed a rifle and backpack over the wall, and took off on foot, but didn't get far. The driver, Nakendra Gordon, was arrested at the scene. The passenger, Cameron Carson, was caught shortly after. Between drugs, a rifle, a protection order violation, and fleeing, Carson faces up to 25 years behind bars. On August 3, 2023 in Arkansas, officers were chasing a stolen Prius, which is already rare enough because, let's be honest, Priuses aren't exactly built for getaways. But this one, driven by a juvenile in crisis, had already hit a guardrail and was still pushing north on Highway 71. Prius was clocking over 120 miles per hour, probably the fastest it's ever moved since leaving the dealership. The driver swerved into oncoming traffic, nearly causing multiple head-ons.
Every time I set up to kid, there's usually a car in the way. About to wreck out. Right here off of
He ran him down the ditch with a horrible takedown on the box there. Hey, boy.
The trooper pulled off a clean pit, sending the Prius into a telephone pole and then a speed limit sign. The car was totaled, and before she could make another move, officers boxed her in. The driver, identified as Alyssa, was released to her father for mental health care, but the charges are serious. With felonies on the table, she could be facing up to 15 years in prison. When you're barreling down the shoulder at 100 miles per hour in Arkansas, there's one thing you don't want: troopers on your tail. But Casey Register didn't get the memo. He flew past Whitehall and straight into the crosshairs of some of the most relentless officers in the state.
Let me around, sorry. Yeah, just north of 73, slow down, but bring a roadway.
Sergeant Preston lined up the shot and hit it clean. The pit sent Casey slamming into a guardrail, then ricocheting back into the trooper's cruiser. The crash was brutal. The Lincoln was totaled on the spot. After getting wrecked by that pit, troopers found THC oil and a vape pipe sitting in plain view. Casey Register was checked for injuries, cleared by doctors, and sent straight to jail. That crash didn't just total his Lincoln, it totaled his freedom too. On January 24, 2024, 34-year-old Eric Boyce from Minnesota led Roland police on a wild chase into Arkansas, driving with no headlights and nearly colliding with an 18-wheeler. He had something big in the trunk and wasn't planning on stopping.
Right behind it. Gonna be by the 10.
10 towards the 10.
Can we get up there and get him off? The traffic's gonna be perfect to put him if we can. Okay, Fort Smith, the vehicle's on the shoulder, eastbound, still over 100.
10 for shoulder eastbound over 100.
Okay, he's back off the shoulder in the left lane, coming past the 13, get on the ramp, or the 12, get on the ramp, come up on the 13 exit.
13 exit.
Vehicle is blacked out, no lights.
10 for.
Fort Smith, you and hold there, you see if they've got any spikes.
I'm for public service with Crawford right now.
Passing the 13, speeds at about 115.
Passing 13, speed 115.
Okay, Southern's trying to pit him, the guy's trying to avoid him, but Southern's trying to get him right here.
10 for.
TDI, just past the 13, stand by.
As Trooper Phelps closed in near mile marker 13 on I-40, Boyce tried passing traffic on the shoulder. That's when ASP hit him with a clean pit. The Nissan rolled over multiple times and landed upside down. Boyce and his passenger, Maurice Turner, were arrested at the scene. Troopers found up to 100 pounds of marijuana and drug paraphernalia in the trunk. Both face felony drug charges, and Boyce is also charged with felony fleeing, charges that could land them behind bars for up to 15 years if convicted. A 26-year-old man from Orlando kicked off a high-speed chase after troopers tried to pull him over on I-4 in Volusia County. Instead of stopping, he hit the gas. It was perfect teamwork from Florida troopers. One brake checked the Chrysler to slow it down, and the other came in with a clean pit, and they boxed the car. The driver was injured in the crash and transported to the hospital under custody. He now faces charges related to felony fleeing and reckless driving, and could be looking at several years behind bars. On January 17, 2025, Christian White was clocked at 90 in a 65. When the trooper tried to pull him over, White made a big mistake. He floored it. His speed hit 137 miles per hour, weaving through traffic like he owned the highway. But in Arkansas, that kind of stunt doesn't end well. At 137 miles per hour, the trooper delivered a clean pit that could have been fatal. The car spun, slammed a metal guardrail, and somehow that barrier might have saved the guy's life. Driver Christian White racked up a list: DWI, felony fleeing, no license, no insurance, weed, open bottles, and more. If convicted, he's looking at up to 5 years behind bars. On August 26th, Damon Jones got pulled over in a black BMW with one headlight out, but instead of playing it cool, he floored it. He hit 128 miles per hour on I-40, proving it's never a good idea to flee from a cop in a car that's older than you.
Let me know which way you're going to split.
Near mile marker 283, the trooper lined up for a pit. One clean hit spun the BMW straight into the concrete wall, hard enough to disable the car on the spot. Damon Jones was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and driving on a suspended license, plus a laundry list of traffic violations. If convicted, he could be facing up to 6 years behind bars. On June 12th, a trooper spotted a black Cadillac with a busted tag light cruising down E49. But the moment the lights came on behind him, the driver floored it, pushing the car to 150 miles per hour in seconds. Behind the wheel was a Michael Dorsey, and he had no intention of pulling over.
They're going to try to get green light less smoke out there.
TBI A and B.
Trooper tried a tactical vehicle intervention, sending the car into the median, but Dorsey kept control and crossed into oncoming lanes.
Yet. We're still, we are getting back on northbound, stand by.
As he sped north, another trooper set up spike strips near exit 70. Dorsey hit them at full speed, blowing out several tires, but still refusing to stop.
Yeah, tires going flat, tires going flat. Sorry, remind me. Yeah,
With the car slowing, a second pit near exit 73 brought the Cadillac to a stop. Dorsey claimed his gas pedal was stuck, but troopers didn't buy it. He's facing 2 felonies and 7 misdemeanors, including fleeing, unauthorized use, and driving suspended. If convicted, he could get over 12 years in prison. On December 31st, 2024, more police in Oklahoma spotted 35-year-old Kayla Cervantes, who was wanted on multiple felony warrants. When officers tried to stop her vehicle, she refused to pull over, sparking a high-speed pursuit through the city. Cervantes blew through red lights, drove into oncoming traffic, and sped across crowded parking lots. Officers stayed on her tail, carefully managing the pursuit to protect other drivers while tracking her every move.
Do we have a vehicle description?
The exit on Walker westbound is a white Dodge Ram pickup. Southbound on Walker. Southbound on Walker.
So you're southbound Walker.
He's gonna come back northbound on Walker. Northbound.
So you're northbound Walker.
Through the Casey's gas station parking lot. Now Johnny is still in the parking lot. Right there. Out to the service road.
Clear you from.
Up the curve going back. West on 240. West on 240. Get her now, darling. TBI now. Still westbound on 240.
Clear.
Okay, speed truck. Still light traffic for 240. We're about 280 mile an hour. Still westbound.
Near I-240 and May Avenue, officers performed a pit maneuver. Cervantes' car slammed into a concrete barrier and rolled onto its side. The crash was violent. The vehicle was completely totaled. Miraculously, she survived and was taken to the hospital, then booked into jail. Inside her car, officers found fentanyl, meth, heroin, and drug gear. She's now facing felony, fleeing, and serious drug charges.